Alright, there we go. Voice should be coming in now. There we are. Alright, sorry about that, you guys. Welcome to the stream. It is the 3rd of June, 2025, and we're going to be playing a little bit of Skyrim tonight. First, I want to get a couple of updates out of the way to let people know what's going on, and first of all, why I'm streaming this starting at 8. I will be going on till midnight tonight, by the way. Hey, what's up, Solid? Good to see you. Hey, who else do we got? We got Yanis, we got Narton, we got Mac, Darth Mac. We got Darth, basically. I'm gonna get in clear. Yeah, I was having some issues. I needed to close down I needed to close a program before the mic would work correctly. Alright, so just a little bit of heads up as to what's been going on today. Earlier today, actually this morning, actually, let me start from the real beginning. Yesterday my dad was having a bit of trouble moving around. He was basically having body cramp of sorts, some muscle tightness, you know, seizing up, that kind of thing. The kind of thing that comes with age. Last night I actually woke up around about 2 o'clock with like a very huge cramp that basically ran the entirety of my right leg, the outside of my right leg, and took about 10 minutes and a little bit of stretching for it to go down, and it's fine now. You know, just I don't think it's the bed that was causing it. It was just a lack of movement and you know, probably just not stretching it out like I should. But this morning I woke up to my mother telling me that my dad needed help. It wasn't like any emergency. It's just that he was incredibly sore, aching all over the place, and he contacted the VA hospital to say, hey, you know, what should I do? You know, is there any treatment that you can suggest? And they basically said it could be any number of things, but to be on the safe side, we want you to come over to the VA hospital. I should note that the VA hospital is about an hour and 20 minutes drive. It's in Long Beach. I'm not going to tell you where I live in relation to that, but it takes over an hour to basically get there. I have to drive upstate for a bit. But it's the best place for him to get for his appointments because they will cover basically all of his needs. You know, it sucks that, you know, we have to make a drive, but, you know, that's just state of, you know, medicine in America. Anyways, got him checked in, waited a couple of hours, and by the time we actually drove there, he was feeling a little bit better. You know, it's like I couldn't move before, you know, now I can. couldn't even walk. He came out and he was a lot less sore. Said, I'm feeling, much better. There's still pain and it's still in the same places, but it's like I couldn't move this morning, and now I'm able to at least move around enough to use the walker and everything. So brought him back, and yeah, he's probably chilling out, downstairs. Just gonna keep an eye on him. I was hoping to get more done today because I recall that I was gonna have to do an entire section in Skyrim, um, and I'm probably gonna have to do that in this playthrough. So, but hopefully, if we can get things done quickly enough, we might be able to get to the Forgotten Vale. Lung specialist says my lungs sound good and think it was drainage issues caused by crooked nose. Once the scents come out this Thursday, I should be better. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. May your recovery be swift, as all recoveries should be. It kind of comes at an awkward time, this, having to drive upstate, because it's like, I normally don't have to do this, but in a couple of days, I'm going to have to go on a road trip with my little brother and younger sister. Uh-oh. I have to wait for that to load again. Okay, did she do her song here?
So, where are we off to now?
That way you can kind of see the messages as they pop up. Ah, shoot. Get that red stuff off of the screen. There we go. Okay, so when we last left off, Dexion is blind, so we have to find another way to read the Elder Scrolls. He directed us to the Ancestor Glade, which is, this place right here.
I'm glad we're together.
According to him, if I take this knife and get bark from this Nintendo 64 era textured tree, and then I go up to these moths, they should allow me the ability to read the Elder Scroll. But before we do that, Serana here has to have an emotional breakdown. So,
what's the plan? I may be out of the loop on the whole romance thing, but that pickup line is just bad. Abysmally bad.
Like I said last night, it is pretty mid.
Good, I'm glad that's sorted. kind of got worried for you a bit there. Anyway, I'm glad you're here with me. It really is picturesque, and I couldn't have gone this far without you. You know, this is going to sound odd. I mean, with everything that's going on. The prophecy, the scrolls, the certain death looming over us all the time. But this place is so beautiful. It's kind of like I used to imagine, you know.
TMI ahead.
Make love to the one person in my life in the most beautiful grove in all of Tamriel. My, maiden dreams. They're just some silly fantasies I had back when before, well, what I got was the exact opposite of everything I had imagined. I guess it's ironic, now that, thanks to my father, I'm here. With you. Do you think I'm beautiful? Alluring even? Ravishing? Do you want me? Why don't we make Debella blush? Right here, right now, like there's no tomorrow.
In the context of her character, this kind of thing does actually make sense. Like, if she really is drawn to the Dragonborn, it's like the Dragonborn has made it clear that, yeah, I'm into you. Then this is the kind of thing I would expect from her. Hey, what's up, Magnus Cat? This is just gonna, like, go to a Fade to Black scene where it's like, you know, where they basically do the deed. But then you can ask her, are you okay?
Oh, I'm really sorry. You're not really interested in me, are you? I don't know what came over me.
It's not that. You're beautiful and alluring, and you're a kitty, so that's like 5 extra points in your favor. But she's not acting herself right now, and we're not going to take advantage of that, because we're better than that.
What do you mean?
You're attractive, and everybody, well, not everybody. You know what? I'm going to say it right now. Most people really do wish, most people that have played through Dawnguard, they do wish that they had the option to marry Skyrim. To marry all of Skyrim, including Serana. All of Skyrim, including Serana, except Nazim. I mean, you are attractive, and I like you a lot, but...
But then why?
I want to make sure that it's what you really want.
I don't know what to...
We're in danger. All of Tamriel is, so you may feel like it's now or never, but I'm not going anywhere. Once it's all over, we'll come back, make love in the most beautiful grove in Tamriel, but it'll be your free choice. And not because she felt pressured.
And we'll make Debella jealous, right? If you won't mind, I'd like us to relax here for a bit.
And then she sings her pretty song for a little bit. While that's happening, I'm gonna eat a little bit of chicken. In Dragon's Dogma, you can marry every single NPC, including minors. Oh. That's a decision for the developers to make. Well, for the developers to give the players to make.
hold me anymore. I'm happy where I am, in the grip of your arm. I think we're good now. Let's move.
All right.
Well, we got the knife. Now all we need to do is track down one of those canticle trees. Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexion said they would. Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
Do the werewolf? I can't remember. Do the werewolves in Twilight also sparkle, or is it just the vampires? Huh? A hunting bow. Ow. I wonder, could you build a house here? I wonder, is there enough space even? Okay, I gotta get wait for Serena to get back, or else this could bug out if she's not there. Oh, there she is.
Oh? What is it? It's not like anything else in Skyrim, I can tell you that much. From now or before. There's probably groves like this all over Tamriel. Most people just don't even know what to look for. Keep that weapon sharp, and that bit sharper. It's a dangerous world out there.
Okay, we start with the Elder Scroll of Blood. Oh,
okay?
I feel it.
Almost thought I lost you there.
I feel the
It went as
cosmos.
white as the snow.
That felt strange.
I could see it in your eyes. You looked 1,000 leagues away. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it?
In a place called Darkfall Cave.
Then it's almost over. We can finally put an end to this ridiculous prophecy. Where is this Darkfall Cave?
Somewhere to the northeast of Markarth.
Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down. Do let me know if you...
Think I got GoldenEye Perfect Dark and Jet Force Gemini, the controls I want on my Pro controller? Cool. Ah, that's a game I need to play. Jet Force Gemini. I mean, actually, all three of those games. Those would be awesome to play. Perfect Dark, I don't know. I might want to do that one on emulator.
Anything.
They're all on Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah, but I can I can run Perfect Dark at 60 frames per second on this.
Who's there?
Oh yeah, that's the main draw of 1964. WTF? What WTF? What's up? What's going on? Some break? Am I disconnected? Does not appear that I'm disconnected. Oh, I see you. How many streams do I have? Hey Alexa04, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the dog pile. Just two. I'm just multi-streaming off of one. I'm using Restream, that's all. Oh shoot, hold on. Before I turn that corner, let me save. So for those who are new here, I'm No, wait, you're not new here. I know you. You're on one of the channels that I frequent on Discord. Damn, dude. Jeez, why the hell is it? Why the hell is it that they do so much damage? Okay, sorry about that. Ah, got it. Oh, come on. What is going on? Why is my phone blowing up? Ugh. Sorry, I apologize for this. I have my phone on me because I need to keep tabs on everybody, including including what's going on with my dad. My time, it is 8:21. Please forgive me. I've been driving all day, and I am slightly tired. So, uh, if I uh, if I have been remiss in shouting out for anybody, I apologize for that. I am on the west coast of the United States, and I will get no more descriptive than that. I prefer to keep myself safe by being ambiguous about my whereabouts.
I love it. I walk right into my arms.
But yeah, thank you for joining, and thank you, GDubs41 also followed me 7 hours ago. Why? Okay, that would explain earlier today. Somebody tried to friend me on Discord and on Steam, but I'm very, I guess you could say I'm very paranoid about who I friend on those accounts. So I ignored both of those invites or friend requests because I wasn't sure who they were. All right, thanks for joining the stream and checking up on it. Yeah, I do stream earlier normally, but today's kind of an exception. I've been running around all day, so I'm kind of streaming late. So you get yourself some rest, and I hope to see you in future streams. Why is the name ringing a bell to me though? I'll figure it out. I might do a stream tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Gosh, I hope it rains tonight. Apparently there was some lightning outside. No word on if there was rain though. Gosh, everything in this stupid country's trying to kill me. You know, this started with me just wanting to kill one archer. And then there were vampires, and then there was a bear. Man, I should have just gone beast mode. Killed everybody.
That felt better than I expected.
Alright, take care. Have a good night. Huh, Serana has a gift for me. Well, let's get to an inn and we can accept the gift.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. We have a clean mug around here.
Yes?
Well, Harkon certainly isn't letting up. Last thing I expected at the glade was an ambush.
Yeah, I almost thought I lost you for a bit there. I definitely wasn't expecting a fight, and not after, well, you know what I'm talking about.
Really spoiled her moment.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. You hear any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to share it with me.
Dead Man's Drink. Charming name.
I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim.
But traveling by night could be dangerous.
You hear any juicy
I love
gossip
your
in town?
style.
Be sure
You're
to-
looking good today.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Of course. Of course. I'll be right here if you need anything else. I'll be right here if you need anything else.
Okay. Good to get that reiterated.
Hmm? hope you like it. It's a special thing for you.
Ooh, Nord Mead. Beer is a good gift to give anyone, except a minor. It's not a great gift.
Your flair for destruction magic is kind of electrifying.
Okay, it's in this direction.
It'll be good to get out of the sun for a while.
Breath of the Wild got Portuguese added. Huh, it's a language. Tears of the Kingdom, another game I need to play. Well, complete. Oh.
You have my back. Weapons up.
Ah, bits! New amiibo functionality.
Good night.
Happen to live in Colombia, which is right next to Brazil, where they speak Portuguese.
Stay on your guard.
I wish I could speak Spanish. That way I'd be able to be a little better at understanding a lot of other languages.
I've noticed that your destruction magic is very powerful. I must say, impressive.
Okay, some moonstone ore. Crap. I hit the edge, so it actually killed me.
Hold on. You hear something? Enough mucking about.
A lot of spiders. I think there was a bat mixed in with all that too.
What is it now, you sweet talker?
I thought I could relight that.
These people were... Why would anyone want to set up camp here?
Well, we're about to find out. Sister, I know that you'll come find me, but it will be too late. If you find this letter, get out of this forsaken cave as soon as possible. We were fools to think we could live so close to such creatures and live peacefully. I should have headed back to camp with you after we placed the torches down here. I thought these trolls would be different, that they would somehow understand that we didn't want to hurt them. I am now cornered. It's only a matter of time before one of the trolls decides to finish me off. I hope it's a quick death. Farewell, my dear sister.
I wonder what happened to them.
Trolls. Trolls happened. Reminds me of that scene out of Guild Wars 2 where there's that Nord trying to hug that that vine abomination. It's like, oh no, they're not dangerous, they're not deadly, they're beautiful and misunderstood. My friend said, you know, that we'd be able to tame one. Oh yeah, where's your friend? Oh, they ate him. Okay, we got a soul out of that, so that's cool. Little light.
All right, let's do this. I'm not someone to be trifled with. Stay on your guard. Hold on. Did you hear something?
Alright, gonna finish off this problem before it gets out of hand. Ruins up ahead. Friend or
What's
foe?
that? I can feel some kind of power from it.
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here. I am Knight Paladin Gelabor.
Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel.
This cave is a temple to Ariel?
Auriel, Auriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves.
Snow elves? You're a Falmer.
I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed.
Then I imagine you know why we're here.
Of course. You're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance.
What kind of assistance do you need?
I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother.
Kill your brother? Why?
The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen.
What exactly did the Betrayed do?
They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause.
Did you fight back?
The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum, where I believe they corrupted Vertha.
You don't even know if he's alive, do you?
He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting.
Have you tried getting into the inner sanctum?
Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a knight paladin of Auriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death.
Way shrine?
Yes, let me show you.
So, this is snow elf magic. Incredible.
This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin at the way shrine center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So, these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? Makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temple, so we can kill your brother and claim Auriel's bow.
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment.
How many more way shrines are there after this one?
There are 5 in total, spread far apart across the chantry.
Oh, these caves must be massive then.
Caves? Oh no. The chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the initiate's ewer.
So I fill this up at each way shrine.
Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened.
Alright, I'll be off then.
This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey.
I'm glad we're together.
Ariel only accepts those of High Elven, Wood Elven, or Breton blood. Okay, save here.
Questions? I expected as much.
Who are the spectral prelates you mentioned?
They're ghosts of the snow elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Auriel, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties.
I don't expect they'll be able to help us, will they?
I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum.
So what is the Chantry of Ariel?
This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Auriel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wish to become enlightened.
Most snow elves?
Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Sirabane, Yffrey, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines.
So the way shrines are part of the Chantry then?
Oh yes. They were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here.
So who were your people?
We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home.
Here's the Nords won.
In a manner of speaking. We had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price. The blinding of our race.
Everyone couldn't have possibly agreed to that.
There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain.
So what turned your people into the betrayed?
I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin, certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become.
Why weren't the snow elves here affected?
The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene.
Is that why you've retained your sight?
Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people.
You mean the betrayed?
Yes. They swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assumed that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum.
There are others here like you?
Verther and myself are the only two snow elves that remain. May Auriel light your path.
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
Alright, there is a bedroll that I can use. There are no other torches in this area. I don't want to light a fire for this dude so he's just not like in the dark all the time. Okay. Feels like time is not on our side. We reached the sister raid. And evening, but even with the dark, the blade itself was a sight to behold. Spurred Trana into something of a breakdown from which she recovered. I think she was that something will happen to us. Or more specifically, me. And that is getting to her. She might not be wrong in worrying. I was able to read the Elder Scrolls as Dexian had suggested by following the ritual. But there was a moment when I wasn't sure I'd get my sight back. The process I did find location of Oriole's bow at the end of Darkfall Cave, but not a minute later after the meeting, we were ambushed by members of Harkon's brood. Though we fought them off and killed the ones nearby, there's no guarantee that one of their scouts might one of their scouts didn't leave to form Arkham. Reached Darkfall Cave today and met with the snow elf, not a malformed Falmer like the ones infesting Blackreach, but an untainted member of the ancient race, overseeing the chantry of all the L. He understood at once that we were for the bow and was willing to help us in exchange for killing his brother. The short version of his story is that his brother, for some reason, allied himself with the local Palmer and killed the remaining snow elves. Shit. Okay, he understood. It's okay. Save for him. seems we'll have little choice, especially if his brother is in possession of it. Okay, come on. We'll take some rest now and enter the chantry once we're ready. Okay, 6 hours should be enough. Do I have thoughts of men?
Questions?
I have thoughts of a lot of people. I have thoughts of a lot of people and things.
Is it me, or is
But
there
I'm
a
told that's how
distinct-
you get in trouble.
That wasn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Kind of soothing, actually. I feel a little warmer now.
Not so dark here. Ah,
Who's there?
freaking hate Charles Hunters.
Oh, not very impressive. This was too easy.
Okay, there's none in that one.
Who's there? Pretty good out there. Nice work. Weapons up. I sense something. There they are. Done. Weapons up. I sense something.
Main sinful thoughts about men? Nah, because I'm agnostic atheist and I'm not supposed to believe in sin. Supposedly.
Who's there?
Lore Master.
Who's there?
Anyway, can we move the discussion along so the chat is not stuck on such an awkward question? Nothing, just, hey, you don't have to apologize.
Keep your eyes open. I used to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow to my heart. You're a great shot, love.
Hey, archaeology point. For Christ's sake. Give me a moment. Yeah, don't make me don't make me block people on chat, really. That's fine, Primal. I'm not gonna say that was
Hold
the
on.
wrong thing to
Did
do.
you hear something?
I mean, it's certainly not something that I'm gonna discuss over Twitch. Not even as a joke.
Fighting a daughter of Kolokan. Well, you've made a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, trying to move along. So that's just an awkward ass question.
Close quarters it is then.
Hold on. Did you hear something? Hold on. Did you hear something?
Close quarters it is then.
Damn it, exhaustion. Fuck. One second. Okay. I think this guy's dead too. Hard for me to ask or say, but as horrific as the Star Wars sequel trilogy was there anything you personally liked about them and would keep in Legends if it was up to you? I'll try to pick one from each of the film entries because it's kind of hard to think of any single one from the entire, to think of just one of one good, to think of just one good thing from the entirety. To pick out of, you know, what little I did find all right. Okay, so like for the first film,
I love your style. You're looking good today.
I like the inclusion of Poe Dameron.
I'm calling this one's in the bag.
I thought he could have been a really fun character if he had just been added from, you know, the start. Apparently the actor had to fight just to keep him in the film because he was going to be killed off for real. I assume you had a lot of crashing issues, such as the modding experience. No, I had to alt-tab so I could check a message. I don't like having to alt-tab, but that's, you know.
Sneaking past me? A great mistake.
So yeah, from the first film, I'll say that Poe Dameron was a cool inclusion. I think it would have been a great idea to basically add him from the start and, you know, keep him consistent as kind of like the Han Solo type cocky character. But like with a twist. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that Poe Dameron is kind of he's kind of original in a way. In the same way that Finn is as well. Finn, you know, being like the runaway stormtrooper, they actually do have character. You know, they have like elements that are similar but in many ways different from you know, their approximations, their closer approximations I should say. One being, you know, a rebellion pilot, and the other being, you know, a stormtrooper on the run. And that could have been like a point of friction, you know, that, you know, could have played into their friendship, but, you know, they ultimately did not do anything interesting with that. The potential was there, and I think the writer for The Force Awakens seemed like they wanted to go in that direction, but they just didn't, fortunately. As for the second film, for The Last Jedi, and it's going to be really hard to find something to like about it, but if I had to pick one thing, the character DJ's perspective was, at the very least, it was different, and it had the capacity to make people, you know, consider the viewpoint. You know, it's just so much about the rest of the film is just, you know, bad. I also did not mind the slow chase as much. I think they could have done the slow chase decently if they had used interdictor star destroyers as kind of like a plot element, but they didn't. So. But like the thing with the Fulminatrix, you know, it's an even bigger star destroyer that holds other star destroyers, and it's big, and, you know, kind of unnecessary. And I guess having a moment where, you know, Luke criticizes the old Jedi Order, I feel like that was okay as a direction to go in. But in order to make it work, they had to make some very broad generalizations that ended up actually being incorrect. Like, he blames the Jedi Order for Anakin Skywalker turning into Darth Vader, but never once does he touch upon the fact that it was mostly because of Palpatine that happened in the first place. He could have criticized other elements, like saying, you know, the Jedi got involved in a war that they shouldn't have been involved in.
Whatever needs carrying, you know. You don't look too comfortable.
Anyway, to answer a question that was, to answer a comment that was made, you're gonna run into crashes, you know, for modding games. It's just, it comes with the territory. You get used to it. Sea of Knowledge rolls before you choose the section you wish to read. What does reading that do, I wonder? And as for Rise of Skywalker, oh gosh, I'm not even sure what I can say that I liked about it. I'm not sure I can think of any one. I can't think of one.
Pull chains and traps. Be careful here. Whatever's on the other side of this, the Falmer wanted to keep there.
Well, that might be a little excessive. It's just a saber cat.
We've got this one.
Are you alright? Let me know if you need anything.
I think the way that I look at it is that episode 8 is probably worse than episode 9, because episode 8 tries to justify the things that it does when, you know, it's just plot hole after plot contrivance after, you know, missed point and stupid messages. Like, it tries to do so many things to make it seem like, like it's a competent film, but it's not. It just really isn't. Whereas episode 9's just in that situation where it's like nothing makes sense. And part of it, has to do with the previous film, and it's more like executive meddling just made. What's a good way to describe it? I'm trying not to use like no, I'm not gonna use that. Okay. All right, I know how to describe it. The Last Jedi as a film is kind of worse because it's like somebody who wanted to build a computer and they did, but they did it with the worst parts. They did it with parts that are just not compatible with each other, and they managed to get it to post, but it never went any farther than that. And they claimed that it was a success. Whereas Rise of Skywalker is like 9 different people tried to make one PC, and they each bought like one part, and they tried to make all the parts fit in. And it's an abomination of a PC that can't even turn on, but you can't really blame the PC, as a whole, because it's just the fault of so many people it's so disconnected that it doesn't even make sense as a computer. There's 2 monitors and no GPU. It's like that kind of situation. It's like so many people, screwed up with it that you almost can't blame the film for being so bad. Whereas, Last Jedi is like...
If loving you was a crime, I'd be guilty as charged.
Oh god, how cheesy. Last Jedi is just that kind of film that you have somebody to actually target.
Weapons up. Did you even see them coming? Never mind.
Killed him so hard he don't know he's dead. So yeah, that's the way that I would describe it. That's ultimately how I feel about it. So I really can't think of anything about episode 9 that, that I actually liked.
By the blood.
Haven't watched much Star Wars from and getting the original 3 Star Wars movies are good. Everything else Star Wars related is a mistake. Nah, that's not how I feel about it at all. Prequel trilogy was flawed, but I'm not gonna say it was terrible. Like it was like completely bad. Prequel trilogy is just one of those things where it's like, with a couple of additions and subtractions, it could have been incredible. But for one reason or another, certain narrative decisions were made that just made it fall flat. There's still plenty, to enjoy about the prequel trilogy. Lightsaber combat, some inclusions of politics is okay.
I think you might want to drop a few
Yeah.
things.
So it's
Are
okay.
you all right?
It's okay on that front, but definitely not perfect. Sequel trilogy is just kind of a mess, but I'm not gonna blame like all of, you know, I'm not gonna say that everything about Disney era Star Wars is bad. There's obviously been some good things. A lot of The Mandalorian for one. Some of the games have been incredible too. Especially the Star Wars Jedi series. Those have been really good. Holy shit. Oh. You too? You come with that stupid... Look, I mean, it's... I want to, but it comes like that stupid bird damage over
So
time
what's
field.
next for our adventures?
Welcome, Initiate. This is the Way Shrine of Illumination. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Yes.
Then behold Ariel's gift, my child. May it light your path as you seek tranquility within the inner sanctum.
Okay, continuing what I was gonna say though. I'm actually a fan of the expanded universe, which everybody people will say the expanded universe is canon, others will say it's not canon, it never was canon. It's like, look, you can say that it's canon, and I can respect that. You can say that it's not canon, and I understand why. But the people who say that it's not canon just because they want to spite the people, who enjoyed it or who, think it's canon, first of all, fuck you guys, because that's not an argument. And secondly, they will usually resort to an argument saying that the expanded universe was, like, completely terrible. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe anybody who's actually consumed any of the expanded universe material would have said that either. If I had to pick percentages, I would say that roughly 60% of expanded universe material is good. 25% of it is average, and 15% of it is... Nah, I'll change that to 10%. 30% is average, 60% is good, and the remaining 10% is garbage.
It's like a whole other world. Come on, the bow has to be in this valley somewhere.
I think you have to understand about the expanded universe and why there's a little bit of bad mixed in with a whole lot of good. You have to understand that the expanded universe was kind of a wild west of ideas. You had so many things that didn't make sense on the face of it because it was kind of a new thing to do. I mean, look at early comic books, for example. For a while, that was a Wild West before things, actually became consistent. The idea of, for example, Batman operating using a gun to shoot his enemies. Superman having some very ridiculous, weaknesses, until they basically, smoothed out, what they had in terms of rough edges for all those characters. That very, very weird weakness of Wonder Woman where she was weak against bondage. It's a thing, incredibly. Hey, Jet Pepsi. The sky is rim. Go to the throat of the world and rim the sky. So I don't blame, parts of the expanded universe for being mid or even bad at times. Although the Jedi Prince series has no excuse for ever existing in the first place. That was just bad. Spooters!
I'm not someone to be trifled with.
Bomba.
Close quarters with
That did nothing. Man, if I could have led with that, right? At least Jedi Princess isn't as bad as the Acolyte. I don't want to disagree, but I have to slightly disagree.
This is
Just a
the kind of
little.
thing I've been wanting to see. Makes everything else worth it.
It's like, I guess they're almost on the same level even. I think that might be the fairest thing to say, that they're...
Almost doesn't even look real, you know?
Oh god, this is my favorite area in the game. Favoritist. Oh, the Forgotten Vale is just... Forgotten Vale, Soul Cairn, this DLC just kind of took you in different places and it just makes you enjoy them.
Is that another one of those way shrines up there? I wonder where this one goes.
You've reached the Way Shrine of Learning, Initiate. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment? Ariel bless you, child, for you are a step closer to the inner sanctum and everlasting wisdom.
Okay, I can actually sum up the Jedi Prince book series in like one sentence. Okay? The Jedi Prince series is, if you took Rey from the sequel trilogy, but it was a 10-year-old boy. And the only reason for him being there is to basically be the wish fulfillment character for kids who like Star Wars. Oh, but see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about his name is Ken. Okay, Ken, the Jedi Prince. That is his title. He is called a Jedi Prince for some reason. Okay, but like, I'll give them credit about this. They didn't try to like make him like the long lost nephew of Darth Vader or anything like that. Nah. He's not like Luke Skywalker like that. He has no relation to Darth Vader because he's Emperor Palpatine's grandson. Duh. See, that's exactly why I say he's basically Rey, but a 10-year-old boy. Basically, he's what existed before Rey did. And that actually pisses me off more about Rey as a character, because they basically just took Ken from the Jedi Prince series, turned her into a 20-year-old woman, and put her on film and thought it was a good idea. Which is a huge disservice to everybody who was in that film, Daisy Ridley included. I'm gonna make it clear, I don't blame Daisy Ridley for Rey. I blame for whoever wrote Rey. What am I trying to do? Right, trying to build a campfire. Or I freeze. So if I had to like sum up the overall story, basically what happens is Obi-Wan visits Luke and says, "Hey, I forgot to mention this, but you know Yavin 4? There's a lost city of the Jedi, you know, on that planet. You just got to look for it. And there's a code that you have to punch into it, you know, in order to get there. It's 1-800-USE-THE-FORCE." That's like paraphrasing, but not really paraphrasing. It's something stupid like that. It's like he really says, yeah, phone it in, and you'll find the lost city of the Jedi, and there will be like a boy there that you can, you know, add to the story. See if I can actually find more information. I don't even know if I want to look it up. Okay, we need more. Need more wood. Oh shoot! I actually need a woodcutter's axe. There it is, the lost city of the Jedi. Through a special code, computer words have... Okay, alright, well, whatever. There's, like, supposed to be lore behind it, but I think it was something that was added after the fact, so the film didn't, you know, seem like it was complete, or so I think it was added after the fact, so it wouldn't seem like the book was, like, complete garbage. It was probably, like, source book material or something like that, so... Alright, now I should be able to harvest wood. Despite not being a fan, I do feel how the Palpatine has returned thing pissed off the whole Legion. It's funny because that's the latest Star Wars thing I watched back when it came out. The thing that bothers a lot of people is that it's not even entirely original. The Emperor coming back from the dead was something that was brought up in a comic series. Actually, it was the Dark Force Rising series, and it gets a lot of flack because it was a situation where it's like, oh my god, they're just rehashing the same character over and over again. The thing you have to understand, though, is that at the time, this was like early 90s, basically. Late 80s, early 90s, I can't remember the time period. You have to kind of look at it in the context of a comic book and those types of serialization, where, you know, at the time, comic books were just like a never-ending conflict between different characters. And the death of one character was not necessarily considered finality. Superman came back from the dead. Batman came back from the dead. Green Lantern came back from the dead. And the same is true of villains. You have Doomsday came back from the dead. Darkseid came back from the dead. Lobo gets killed frequently and comes back from the dead, you know? So look, you have to look at it through that lens. And, you know, when it's the same group of characters, you know, fighting the same empire for so long, it's kind of hard to move on from that point, you know. And so the idea of, well, the Emperor came back using the Force to transfer, you know, his consciousness into another body, a part of that kind of makes sense, especially, again, when you look in the context of comic books. It was something that they wanted to do that kind of gave back that same villain and gave Luke somebody to fight against, you know. But at the very least, they provided a good explanation as to why that happened and how, you know? Whereas in The Last Jedi, it's just somehow the Emperor returned, and it might have had something to do with cloning and Sith, you know, Sith secrets, things only the Sith would have known, you know, where cloning was something that the Kaminoans knew about. So it was kind of a slap in the face for a lot of people, especially since it was really done to give Rey, of all characters, an enemy to fight, instead of giving her like some original threat. People didn't mind it so much because it was like something that Luke and Vader had to tackle, you know. It was their conflict, in other words. Whereas, like, for here, it just seems like an add-on for Rey to just something for her to deal with because they killed off Snoke in the previous film, and they didn't know what to do after that point. It's like, oh, we had this supervillain that we could have used for like how many more movies, but you know, Rian Johnson killed him off without any explanation.
I'm no fan.
Basically forcing them into an 11th hour decision. It's like, okay, I guess we're bringing back the Emperor. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling on. You're telling me I did enjoy the movie? You know, it's like a matter of, if people enjoy the movie, you know, there's nothing I can say or do that will make them not enjoy the movie, you know? And nobody owes me an explanation as to why they enjoyed the movie or not, you know? We just happen to live in a time among Star Wars fans, and I'm saying this only among Star Wars fans, where there is a lot of conflict and drama over saying that one thing is better than the other. So yeah, that was another reason why Last Jedi or not The Last Jedi, but The Rise of Skywalker got a lot of flack, was it seemed like they just made Rey the next Luke Skywalker, but they didn't do anything to actually develop anything for her. They just took everything that made Luke Skywalker the character and just transferred it onto her. She even gets to take the achievement of defeating the Emperor in the end. Didn't sit well with a lot of fans who just grew up with the movies and, loved those characters for who they were. I do want to make something clear, which is that I'm not going to say that a person is wrong for enjoying something, And anytime I, talk about these things, about storylines and, criticizing a film, I'm not doing it out of disrespect for anybody. I'm doing it because, I want to share an opinion.
Does this ice feel a little thin to you?
Okay, so here's a little fun tidbit. If you don't start the main if you don't start the main quest when you come here,
This is the
the
kind
dragons
of
that are
thing I've been
supposed to be
wanting
here,
see.
that will spawn here, they will never spawn. They will not spawn until you actually start the main quest and come back. What's with the texture on this ice? Might have to change that.
Hold on.
She killed that ice with ice. So I hope people don't take it, the wrong way. When I, share an opinion, I'm not saying anybody's wrong for feeling about it. It's just, I may disagree about quality on certain things. Like the movie Hook, a lot of people think it's a bad movie. I think it's underrated. I think there are things about it that people overlook. So.
Things are everywhere.
Hey, Fusion Sean.
You've arrived at the Way Shrine of Resolution.
Oh
Are
yeah.
you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Yes.
Then go forth, child. May the enrichment of Ariel strengthen your resolve as you undertake your journey to the inner sanctum.
Oh yeah, Hook, when it came out, Hook currently has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the majority of that comes from all of the bad reviews that it got back in the early 90s when it was released. Bloated. Common criticisms. Oh, hold on. Okay, so apparently, according to the AI overview, Google's AI overview of why Hook was not fondly received when it came out, it says here. The first is that it had a bloated and unfocused screenplay. Many critics felt the story was overwhelmed by unnecessary exposition and a slow pace, with the most engaging parts of the movie starting only after Peter transforms back into Peter Pan. Well, that's a garbage take. That makes no sense to me. That was like some of the most interesting things. Like, the exposition as to, you know, what happened and him trying to regain his memories, probably the most compelling thing about Hook. I don't want to say that somebody's opinion is wrong, but that opinion's wrong. I suppose if I ever decide to try Star Wars, just going to go for the original trilogy, let it end there. Things just seem to get divisive after that. You know what? I would say like what you like, you know. If you decide to go into, you know, get into Star Wars and you watch the original trilogy and you find that you don't like it, that's fine, you know. Not everybody has to like, you know, Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan. I love the expanded universe. I love the video games, and you know, I think the impact that it made on culture throughout the world, you know, just it can't be denied. And I will be the first to say that if you don't like it, you don't owe anybody an explanation. You just don't like it, and that's fine, you know. If you know, if you don't like it, you don't owe anybody any explanation. You leave it at that, and you know, you find other things that you will enjoy in life, you know. So, you know, that's what I want to say, you know. And I would also say, though, if you do enjoy it, you know, consider looking up, you know, some of the newer content or some of the older content and see what you do like. If you don't like it, that's fine. Not everything's great, you know. If you do like it, that's great. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find more to enjoy about it than, you know, a lot of people do. It's nice to enjoy more things. So, you can find a Star Wars animation I found, and I think you might have a laugh at it. Well, sure, if you manage to find it and, you know, send it my way, I'll take a look. Okay, so the second thing, some reviewers believe that the film strayed too far from the essence of the original Peter Pan myth, feeling that the concept of an adult Peter Pan needing to rediscover his childhood contradicted from the core theme of the story. Does it really, though? Overly sentimental and reliant on production value, Spielberg's direction was seen as prioritizing elaborate sets and visual spectacle over substance, resulting in a movie that's visually impressive but lacked emotional depth. Spielberg himself expressed similar sentiments, admitting he felt insecure about the script and compensated with excessive production value. I think I get what, you know, he's saying there, but I think for the most part, he nailed what he was trying to go for.
You have my back.
And in his defense, he did pick things that are kind of hard to... He did pick things that are kind of hard to nail. So... catering to a younger audience, some found the humor and overall tone of the film to be overly
Your flair for
simplistic and tailored to a
destructive
child's
magic is
perspective,
kind of electrifying.
alienating adult viewers. Oh no! This film was made for kids! That's not even real criticism. It just isn't. Oh, yes, Fusion Sean, I've seen that one. Yoda, you old sponge. You look terrible. Dead I am. Dead. I would like you to be also. I can't die, Yoda. Why not? Come closer. Death is a concept invented by the Jedi. What? I don't even know how to spell it. I love that entire skit. It's just... I was just kidding. Now, I would use the Force to heal my broken body. Take a while, that will it? You be quiet. It's called Palpatine's Journey.
Is it me, or is there a distinct wolfish scent around here?
Portal to Pearl Passage. Yeah, your mileage may vary on certain, Star Wars material, but there is plenty to like. I mean, there are things they included elements of the High Republic which I did not like about it's an era that I don't care for in the Star Wars mythos. They included it in Star Wars Survivor, and I still consider Star Wars Jedi Survivor one of the best Star Wars games ever made. It's just really good. It's got a great narrative, has great characters, incredible performances.
Hold on. Did you hear something? That's how it's done.
Are you talking about Rogue Squadron or Shadows of the Empire? It's probably Shadows of the Empire. Ah, crap. Oh, she's fine. Unconscious for now, though. I see you. Okay, dead. Shadows of the Empire. It was a pretty good game. The unfortunate thing for me was that it was, for the longest time, one of the only games that I actually had on the Nintendo 64, so I played it so many times that I'm ashamed to say it again. Played it so many times I actually got sick of it. It's not a bad game. It's just when it's the only game that you can play
What is it?
for hours at a time, and you get so good at it, you get to that point where it's like, okay, I have to stop. This is doing me no favors. But I will say, it had a really awesome soundtrack. I would suggest looking up the soundtrack wherever you can. It was done by a composer named Joel McNeely. I didn't get a direct hit. Okay. You think you can go back to Shadows of the Empire and speedrun it? Nah. I don't speedrun. To me, speedrunning kind of takes the joy out of most of the game that I'm trying to play. I'm not saying that it isn't interesting to watch. I kind of enjoy watching some speedruns, but not if they're like, oh, I gotta use this glitch in order to complete it, in the fastest way possible.
Weapons up. I sense something. There's gotta be another way around. Oh, shoot. Oh, the 3 crane? Yeah, they kind of seem like, oh shit. They kind of do seem similar to those centipede-like, insect men. What are they? The Rotkin? I never pull my clothes.
Yeah, I kind of see the resemblance. It's a good comparison, actually. It's been a hot minute since I played Elden Ring. I want to play it again so I can add furry mods to it. Because why not? Why shouldn't I want to? Like I say, if you can tailor your gameplay experience in any way, do it. Want to play Breath of the Wild as Wolf Link? Do it. Or not Breath of the Wild.
Did you
Tears of the Kingdom. Because there's a mod for that. Hey, there's nothing wrong about, you know, liking Blythe. Blythe is as good as boy.
I love your style. You're looking good today. Weapons up.
Oh boy. It's true in the case of Blythe. He's like one of those characters you want to save, but really can't.
I know you're here somewhere.
I think one of those things just fell to its death. I can tell Serrano's been modded with those dialogues that sound unusual to say the least. Yeah, it is a dialogue add-on that adds a little bit more depth to her, but it kind of adds a few lines that are a little questionable.
Weapons up.
Close quarters it is then.
Still, I'd say it's about a 4-to-1 ratio as to what's good and what's bad. I'd say 80% of it is good and maybe 20% of it is just mid. I actually need to get back up there. You could shut off a lot of her dialogue too. Hey Jackal, good to see you. So for those who were curious about, the news that I posted earlier, yes, I did have to take my dad to the ER, but no, he wasn't in any real emergency. They just wanted to check up on him after the symptoms that he had. In particular, he had basically he basically had a very bad back cramp, and they wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything, more serious. So they gave him some pain reliever and muscle relaxant. He's actually feeling much better now. So he was kind of apologetic because he knew that I was going to be doing some streaming tonight, and honestly at this point I'm just kind of this is what I do for my family. Whenever they need help, I'm there for them. So he is doing better.
I can help with whatever needs caring, You don't look too comfortable.
But I'm not over caring. I still got
I can help with whatever
I still
needs
got
caring,
80 carry weight.
You don't look too comfortable.
I was actually hoping I'd play some Guild Wars 2 today. The new update came out, and I know you guys aren't interested in Guild Wars 2, so I wasn't going to play it on stream. Taking damage over time because it's just too cold. My character is freezing. If I'm not careful, they may actually freeze to death. Here we go. This is what I was looking for earlier. Okay, want to save before I get into this fight. Yep, that's why I saved. So I figured something like that might happen. Oops. I needed his Paragon.
This was too easy. I used to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow.
Ugh, that is like... Oh. Cool. There's two of them.
You're a great shot, love.
Oh,
Who's there?
I didn't even notice you. Never mind, she solved that problem. With gravity. Primal, I believe you asked a question earlier about whether bound bows fire normal arrows. I think they have to. I think by design you're supposed to use regular arrows with the bound bow.
Hold on. Close quarters.
Fuck. Oh. Oh, he dead. If I'm not careful, I'll be dead too. Oh no. Much better. Okay, there's a fire down here. Gonna hang out by it until we get warmed up. Hey, Sniper, good to see you, dude. Okay, once we're ready to go, got some more stuff to work with. More materials. Hopefully Slowfall will have run out by then too. Still chilly. Huh. You know what? I'm happy that I wasn't the only one who thought this. Baldur's Gate 3 fans want Sazza the Goblin as a companion. This is from last year. Fans have been calling for companion Sazza since launch, with some even asking for her to be a romanceable option. Well, now I don't feel so awkward about it anymore. Okay. I really like the design of the displacer beasts in that game. They are big-ass kitties with tentacles, and they look awesome. It's too bad you can't turn into one as a druid or have one as like a ranger pet. I wish Beastmaster was a better was better at the game. I wish wolves were better for Beastmaster in the game. First real D&D character that I ever really played as was a Beastmaster Ranger. Alright, I'll just let this play out. Oh, thought you would fall off. Ain't getting better than me here. Ah, yep, you're there. Wasn't sure if it was there, but it was there. Man, I'm freezing again. Well, I got one of them. now I am carrying a little too much. Only problem with the kobolds in the Dragonborns in Baldur's Gate 3, they don't have tails, though no, there are mods to fix that. Oh no, Dragonborns in Baldur's Gate 3 do have tails. You just have to choose them. I know that for a fact. I've actually played Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, they do. They do have tails. You get a selection of 3 tails, but I feel like there should be mods that add more tail variations. So you don't have to worry about that. They do have tails. As they should. Worgen should also have tails. The fact that they don't, it vexes me so. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Those are some weird people playing as Dragonborn without the booty tie. I mean, the game has romance options. How are you, as a Dragonborn, how are you supposed to romance a mate if you can't lift your tail? You know, like, what's his name from Overlord?
There you are.
Ah, okay, so it's this way. To swim through freezing water, which is... Alright, Frost Troll does not know that it's dead. Still chilly. How long is this fire gonna last? 2 hours. Well, so it says.
This is the kind of thing I've been wanting to see. Makes everything else worth it.
Okay, that felt better than I expected.
Okay, we are now at a comfortable level. Okay, I'm gonna wait until I'm actually. There we go. We're warm. Now we can continue. Jeez, what the hell? Ah, now I have to wait again. Maybe not. It's actually getting close to 11. I should try to push this to midnight, but... Guess I could kill these Falmer over here. Alright, well, got a couple of goons out of the way. Frost will have achieved time and become immortal.
You know, you could have waited a little longer. Never saw anything like this back on the island.
Oh, he survived too. Damn it.
Show yourself.
Like grenade fishing.
Show yourself.
Okay, they're both dead. I wanted to double check. Sometimes they're alive and that happens. Sometimes they'll sneak up and stab you in the back. And I'm not looking to have that happen.
Weapons up. I sense Hold on. Did you say something? Did you even see them? Never. Let's do it. Ashes. Ashes. I don't like the look of this. Weapons up. Not very impressive.
Whirlwind Cloak. Electrosphere. Okay. Go with Electrosphere.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
Oh, yeah.
This is the kind of thing I've been wanting to see.
Ah, shit. It hit something. I don't know what.
Stay on your guard.
Well, it activated a few traps, so that's good.
Who's there?
What is it now, you sweet talker?
I better be careful. I'm starting to get hypnagogic hallucinations. Just another way of saying half-second dreams. There you are.
Did you even see them coming? Never.
Right, we got the Diamond Paragon. Okay, I'm starting to get bushed. Why'd I hit that? No, don't. Oh my. I gotta get rid of that quick save option. Alright, yeah, I'm starting to get exhausted. Okay, so, brief recap of what's going to be happening this week. I have to drive my little brother up north. My Kiba, my little sister, is going to be coming with me. And we're basically just going to make a road trip of it. So for the next couple of days, after tomorrow night, there will be no stream. I may still do a stream tomorrow, but it will be... it may be short and it may be early. So just letting you guys know. I haven't committed to any like complete plans yet. It should take us no longer than 2 or 3 days, so I should be back before the weekend, or just as the weekend hits. And when I get back, it'll be with more Skyrim. I'll have more details to share with you tomorrow, since I'll have a full picture of what's going on. Yeah. Thanks guys for coming in and joining me, keeping me company while I play Skyrim for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Some quick shout outs. Thank you GDubs41 and Halixica004 for the follows. Hope to see you in future streams. But that will be it for tonight. Let me go ahead and collect you guys for a raid. Let's see who's raiding. Let's see who is playing right now. If I can figure that out, then hold on, let's see. Let's go over to let's go to Rinhart playing Captain of Industry. Should be something new. Alright, starting the raid right now. Stick around if you would like to raid. So I'll start the stream again probably tomorrow. I will announce the time. So I hope to see you guys there. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a great night. And I will see you guys next time.